welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
And remember, our goal is always to guide you to personal and financial wellness.
Well, we thank you for joining us for another wonderful edition of the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. We're 8 years now. We've been interviewing the best of the best and keeping you in the know what's really happening in the real estate and financial world, your economy, your community, and anything else we can share with you to keep you in the know. And today we have one of our favorite guests.
That's right, Mr. Chris Ingram with us again. And Chris and I talk at least on a weekly basis. And the reason Chris and I talk on a weekly basis is because he manages our finances.
Yep.
And I am a little wild when it comes to the things that I want to do. And he's my yang. He keeps me balanced and makes sure I don't do anything stupid with my money. Well, almost.
See, for me, it's a lot easier. I just let Chris handle it. And if I need to make an adjustment, then I talk to him, and we talk, a couple times a year. We go over, are we on path? Do we want to change that? We're usually on the same page. So I'm like, yeah, I'm about ready to get rid of that. That's not doing it. What if we got into here? You're like, okay, here's the list of who I'm thinking of, which ones are you most comfortable with? And it's worked out easy.
But we could talk about that for a second, because that has to do with risk tolerance.
Yep, and personality types. So I have clients, and I mention this all the time. I have clients that even at our annual review, we call them and say, hey, come on in, we want to meet. And they go, no, I don't need to meet with them. Chris is doing fine, and just take care of it. And then I have other people that want to talk to me every month. I have some people like you that we talk probably once a week. We're also friends, so we kind of, just...
Yeah, it's kind of an all-in-one conversation. Hey, how'd it go this weekend? And by the way, what do you think of this? Or,
right,
I shoot you a couple articles during the week.
I mean, I and I have some other clients. I got one the other day, an email that was, call me because... Ignite is going public, and I want to know if I should be. So I get other people they're constantly sending me stuff. Tell me about this. Talk to me about this. But then I have some clients more like Don that are just kind of, more hands off. Do your thing and keep me posted, and every now and then I'll send you information. So. I'm pretty good at...
The information's really available. I mean, I check it every once in a while, just make sure that nothing's crashing or doing something stupid I don't know about.
Right.
And I don't panic, because when we do need to make moves, you make the moves for us.
Right. And I think it goes back to our customer service. The big thing is that we're trying to cater to that personality type. We know that everybody's a little bit different. Some are more aggressive, and they want to be in stocks, and they want to be all involved in it. And I typically have that conversation with clients up front. Well, if you want to do stocks, and you referred someone to me recently, and she wants to be 100% in stocks, and I said to her, it's a little bit more hands-on. Are you okay with more frequent conversations and something that we're gonna have to do a lot more trading in the account, and just making sure everybody knows their risk tolerance, how active they want to be, what the right plan of attack is for them. We try and model the portfolio to that person.
And it's probably wrong of me to think this, but for me, that part, the stock market and those things, for me, it's a hobby. Right. It's another thing that I enjoy reading about. It's a thing that I like to entertain
you need
myself.
Something else to do.
Yeah, we're a very high activity individual. This ADD brain needs more stimulus at all times.
Yes, we got a hamster wheel that's in his office.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I had a client one time. He was actually a very good friend of mine and his grandfather, and unfortunately he passed away. But he came to me and said, I want to start trading stocks, and he had a fairly decent chunk of money. But he said, I'm a degenerate gambler, and my wife tells me that I'm no longer allowed to gamble, so I want to do something more productive with it, but I know that you kind of have to keep me from going the directions I'll want to go with things. And he did over time. He wanted to buy penny stocks, and he got into all this crazy stuff, and I'm like, no.
It's gambling.
Yeah, we're right back into gambling. So, trying to get him back to understand.
But see, you already have me tamed, because I wanted to short something last week, and I didn't even bother calling you. I was like, no. That seems a little more on the gambling side than it does on the planning side.
Well, what's nice is this segment, I already wrote it down, basically what's the difference of trying to do it yourself or not going to the right financial planners is finding a financial planner that can customize, be customized to you, which is a big deal. Like, you and I are completely different on how we do our financial planning, but that goes to your experience. A new person might have a hard time adjusting to the different personality types or what kind of portfolio they want. Well, you've done it long enough to go, I know just the plan. I've dealt with plenty of you. ADDs. I've done plenty of you that just want to take it easy, and I've done some that want completely hands off. I know how to handle that and what questions to ask, and that's huge because it works for me. It makes it really easy. Versus a Gino like, hey, I need to be involved. I want to be involved. It's kind of fun. That's what I do for a hobby. And you're like, all right, we can handle that too. And you keep all of us in the know and calm.
Well, that's the interesting piece, right? So I look at it, he just probably hit the nail on the head. It's the same in our business. Mm-hmm. When you start in this business, in any of these our businesses, is you don't know what you're doing, and you need to go work for a big box broker. And that's kind of where everybody gets their teeth cut because it's one size fits all. Let me give you what's on the shelf.
Or someone's going to do it for me.
Yeah, here's what's on what's on the shelf. Management said I have this one product. Here it is. Take it. It's safe. It's easy. Take it. And it's not custom at all. And as you gain experience, you're like, gosh, this one product I have just doesn't really work for everybody.
And they're expensive when they're packaged like that. So, that's another
but you don't
issue.
think about that when you're new. Yeah. You're just like, whatever.
I mean, you don't know any better, so right. And your sales manager at the time is telling you, no,
this is good, is it? And you're like, okay,
right?
Fetch.
The other thing that comes with experience. So I have a client that we went into this year, and fairly aggressive investor, but came to me and said that they wanted to take basically their entire portfolio and put it into a tail hedge strategy. Which basically is shorting the whole entire market. And so when you get a client that comes to you with such an extreme strategy and something that I don't necessarily agree with,
very aggressive.
It's something that early in my career I think I would have had a hard time kind of putting my foot down and saying no, this is a bad idea. And over time, being able to say, okay, I know I'm not going to completely talk you out of this because you got your heart set on it, but how do we massage this into something that is going to take the portfolio to something more conservative? We're still kind of going to do what you think is right for your portfolio, given what you think is going to happen with the economy and with the markets, but not put you in a place where you're going to hurt yourself, because going 100% short the market is crazy right now and a very, very bad idea. So
specifically, if they would have started on January 1st.
Yeah, and which they didn't. They said, hey, let's let this run and then let's cut it off. And they're convinced the recession's coming, this whole thing's coming to a collapse, and they want to be out of it and they want to benefit from the fall. But again, that might as well be gambling, and the data doesn't even really show that.
What was that I read the other day? I thought it was great. Economists have predicted 8 of the last 4 recessions. It's about true. About twice as many people are always like, oh, it's going to happen. Oh, it's going to crash. Oh, we're going to burn. I mean, there's all these naysayers out there. They're going to be right at some point.
And wasn't it Peter Lynch that I think it was Peter Lynch that said that more money has been lost in fear of or in anticipation of a pullback in the market than an actual pullback in the market.
And you can apply that to real estate as well. I use that all the time.
Yeah.
You know who's calling for the crash? People that don't own real estate. Those are the people that are saying, I need it to crash because I missed it.
I want to buy something. Yeah. And I feel that like the market. Sorry, I keep cutting you off, but
right.
I feel the same way with the market. I feel like you get these guys on TV and you listen to what they're preaching. I'm like, put their portfolio on the screen, because I guarantee you they're sitting on too much cash or they've shorted certain positions, and they're hoping maybe if they throw it out there, it'll by osmosis or this will happen and it'll help them out, bail them out of their situation.
We're helping with we have transitions in our market, and as managers, we got to keep the mindset of our people in the right place, our salespeople, and one of the things we're helping them with the mindset is you can believe whatever your mind thinks, and you can find support for it. Meaning, we're telling them if you think you're a loser or a failure or the market's going to crash, you can find all the data, all the information to support that. Without a doubt, there's enough out there. Same thing. If you feel the market's going to be strong, I feel the market's going to go good. I think I'm a great salesperson. I'm not a failure. I'm a winner. I can find support for that. Meaning, my mind will go back and find ways that I have proven in my past that I was a winner. But the same thing, you can prove yourself a loser. Same thing. So same thing with somebody going, I think the market's going to crash. I guarantee you'll find a lot of people who believe you. The people that believe the market's going to be strong, like we believe that the real estate market and the economy is still good and will be good for a while until we see signs that are definitive that isn't. We believe it's going to stay strong. So, and we can find those reports, of course, that support our judgment.
Right. Well, you touched on a couple of things.
So be careful. I mean, like you said, that guy believes wholeheartedly that he should short everything. Like, Okay, he's finding some reports, and he wants to jump on that bandwagon. I guarantee he found more to support it, and a bunch of people jumping on that bandwagon. So he's like, yeah, I want to be one of them people that called that right. But be careful. That's what's nice about having a professional, just like we do for our clients. We'll back them out. Like, I want to go this strategy. I want to put all my money in, lower my payment. Okay, I'm like, all right, you just took out all your funds. You're going to be house poor to lower your payment $200 a month. Wouldn't that 40 or 50, 60 grand be nice to have it in there, earning money, and have it as a safety cushion? Because remember, there was a market crash, and that equity you think you had in your home could go away, and then how do you get it back?
Right.
Not very liquid. So when we come back, you touched on a couple of things that we need to talk about as far as the direction when you go and tell someone like Chris, this is not a stock trader. We need to clarify that. This is not a trading account. This is financial planning, and we are going to take into account all these other things, all these other aspects. When we talk, we do take into account college planning for my children that I initially wasn't going to do, but now we do. See, slowly he was able to convince me to take care of my children. It's like a therapist, too.
Okay, therapy through financial planning. All right, so when we come back, we have a couple of great segments. We basically just talking about the customization and why you need a financial planner, and now we're going to talk about the aspects of financial planning and also the 2019 outlook, according to Chris Ingram with Ingram Financial Solutions. Don't go away. This is great stuff.